The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion has a long history of exploits and duplication tricks, with the remaster being no exception. For whatever reason, this particular iteration of the underlying engine that drives the game's logic is just prone to bugs and confusing its math and numbers. So, to duplicate items in Oblivion Remaster, you only need 3 things. First is the item you want to duplicate, preferably a single sample for the sake of simplicity. Second is a stack of an item type that will serve as how many duplicated items you'll make. The most common example of this would be several of the same type of arrow. Third, and final, you need any type of container to open, no matter if it's a box, chest, barrel, or even a corpse, and it doesn't matter if items are already inside of it. However, the container cannot be owned. In other words, if the crosshairs turn to a red icon when you look at the container before opening it, you cannot use it to duplicate. The reason you need to avoid using an owned container is because if you try and take the duplicated items out of it, the game will crash. The steps to duplicate items are the same on both PC and console, but the button presses are a bit different between them. For that reason, we'll cover them separately, starting with keyboard and mouse. With all 3 things ready to go, open the box you intend to use and press F to show both inventories. Find the item stack in your inventory and left-click and drag the stack over to the container inventory. But before you let go, hold down the Shift key and then release left-click. You'll get a prompt to change how many items you're moving over to the chest. If you're looking for a specific number of items you want to create, you can adjust the slider at this time to make less items if you want. Whether you change the number or not, hit continue, and if you did this right, the item you just tried to transfer should not have shown up in the container inventory. Now, find the item you want to duplicate and transfer it over from your inventory like normal. If you did everything correctly, the item should show up in the container in the same quantity of the item stack you tried to move. Assuming you didn't use an owned chest to do this, all you have to do is take the items from the box and congratulations, you've successfully duped items and cheated in Oblivion. Now for how to do the same thing using a controller. With all 3 things ready to go, open the box you intend to use and press the right stick down to show your inventory. Then press it again to hide the extra information it automatically displays. Find the item stack in your inventory and, on Xbox, press both the right bumper and the A button at the same time. For PlayStation, this will be R1 and the X button. You'll get a prompt to change how many items you're moving over to the chest. If you're looking for a specific number of items you want to create, you can adjust the slider at this time to make less items if you want. Either way, hit continue, and if you did this right, the item you just tried to transfer should not have shown up in the container inventory. Now, find the item you want to duplicate and transfer it over from your inventory to the box like normal. If you followed the steps exactly, the item should show up in the container in the same quantity as the item stack you tried to move. If it didn't work though, well, let's go over a few quirks about how this exploit works. First, it's inadvisable to duplicate quest items, because often such objects are tied to your inventory, and you cannot remove them even when they lose their use. Meaning, they will eventually clutter your inventory. Second, and more importantly, is how some items cannot be duplicated if they have secondary values or modifiers associated with them when the value is not neutral. To explain that a little bit more, specifically, durability of weapons and armor and enchantment charge of weapons have to be 100% exactly for the duplication to happen. If it's a weapon with an enchantment, the charge must be 100% full. If it's drained in any amount, the duplication won't work. There are many ways to recharge enchanted weapons, including paying a recharge vendor, many of whom are found at mages' guild halls in every city, and have this trade icon during dialogue. You can also recharge the item yourself, either with a Valara stone found in Ayleid ruins, or using a filled soul gem after soul trapping and killing an enemy with a sufficiently sized empty gem in your inventory. Durability, however, can be a bit more slippery. If you're trying to duplicate anything that you can repair, its durability must be 100% exactly. This is easy to do on your own with a repair hammer, until you level your armorer skill past 75, because at that point, you unlock the ability to automatically over-repair items to 125% for bonus effects. To get around this, you can visit any smith and pay them to repair your equipment, because they will never repair an item past the standard 100% durability. Naturally though, if you've already over-repaired or buffed your gear past 100%, you'll have to go out and wear it down to less than 100% before a blacksmith NPC will be able to help you. And all of this messiness with the item needing to be in what you might call a neutral state also extends to soul gems. You can duplicate soul gems, but only when they're empty. If a soul gem is filled, it will not duplicate. You can check if a gem is filled by either pressing H on keyboard or clicking in the right stick on a controller, then highlighting the soul gem to see if it's filled, and if it is, what size soul is inside of it. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about duplicating items in the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. Just remember, item duplication is something that could be patched out eventually, so don't be surprised if this trick ends up not working at some point. Anyways, thanks for watching and listening. I'm William Strife, and I'll see you all in another guide, another time. Strife out.